Live from Huntertown, Indiana, it's Soarin Hawk on the air. And today we have a special treat for you. We're here in the kitchen and we're going to show you how we take care of our birds and how we feed them and how you may help us. Okay?
Yay!
So, yay! Didn't get any applause this time. Okay, so I'm sorry.
It's hard to clap with one hand.
So, anyways, when we feed our birds, we watch their diets very carefully, and every bird gets weighed. Can we weigh our little girl here? Yeah. This is one of our newbies. Okay, she's a little female kestrel, and she's adapted quite well to us. In fact, she's decided that she likes us better than she likes the wild. We're hoping that though she will go back. So first thing we do is we weigh every bird, and these guys get weighed what, once a week?
Once a week.
Once a week. They get weighed once a week. Ooh, what's that? Okay, so how heavy are you?
She weighs about 120 grams.
120 grams, and that works into, let's see, 25 and 125 is what, 6? So about 6 ounces. So she weighs about 6 ounces. Boy, what a heavy one. And probably 5 of those ounces are just in her chest and her anklet. So we weigh her, and of course, we feed her. So we feed her about 10% of her weight on a daily basis. So we take, let's see, so what did we have there? How many grams did we have?
120.
120, so we give her 12 grams of food every day. No, just move the decimal point over 1 point, bink, there you go. So anyway, so she eats about, equivalent of 1 mouse a day, all right, every day, or 1 chick a day. Maybe a chick might be a little on the might be on the heavy side, because a chick runs in about 40 grams. So it might be a little heavy for her, but But anyway, so we feed her up, make sure she can eat, and anything is left over. But getting chicks, it's just not easy. We don't raise our own food. We go out and we have to purchase it. For instance, just the other day, we let 6 kestrels go, 6 baby kestrels that we have been taking care of since May. And those guys cost us a little bit. They, while they were with us, our 6 kestrels ate about 21 pounds of mice or chicks, during that period. Those mice and chicks cost us $161. Now that doesn't include any of the medical expenses. It doesn't cover the supplements that we feed them. So every one of them gets a thing called Vita Hawk or some other supplements to help feed them. And of course, no medical expenses or anything like that are included in that. So just for feeding those 6 birds, okay, cost us $161. That's a lot of money, girl. That's a lot of money. Okay, so so every time she has a chick, that's 50 cents. Okay, every time she has a mouse, that's 45 cents. So that's so it gets expensive after a while. It's kind of like raising kids, And of course, there are some other things that she may get along the way. Occasionally, we find a couple grasshoppers to put in there. Or some crickets and some other things like that. But that's considered wild food, and that's just nature donates that. But to take care of this bird here, it's going to cost us, in the neighborhood of about $1 a day to take care of her. So if you have some extra change in your pocket, get rid of some of those silver dollars or something, and you can help feed her. So thank you. Oh, we're going to be naming her later. We haven't got a name yet for her. And there will be some kind of a opportunity for people to name our new bird. So she's a new one, and right now she's young, and she's with 2 adults that we've had for a few years, and they're protecting her, but she's getting more and more independent. I see that she's on her own more now, and she's getting more and more independent, but she is a very friendly bird, and pretty soon she'll be going out on the trail with us if we ever get back to go to school. I don't know if we're ever going to go to school again, so. I guess we're just going to be virtual, for a long time. So, thank you. So, who else do we have today that we're going to feed? Thank you, Nicole.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, who else do we have today? Oh, it's Nonami.
Yes.
Nonami. Okay, so Nonami's our eagle owl. And so we got her out. So she's going to represent, come on, got to get weighed. Come
Perch.
On. Back down.
Go ahead, you can do it.
There you go.
Oh, what a good
Good boy.
Good boy. That's a girl. Oh. Yeah.
He's insulted.
Okay. So here we are. We're running here about 1.8 kilograms. Okay, about 4 pounds. So it's, well, what 12 weeks old now?
About that, yes.
About going on 12
Yes.
weeks old, and hasn't finished growing, but starting to taper off a little bit
Yeah.
now. So she's so 1.8 grams, so or 1.8 kilograms. So that's another. Let's see, that's well almost So 10% of that. So that's 0.2 of a pound.
Yep.
Or
About
0.4
that.
of a pound, almost a half a pound of food
Yes.
every day. Well,
Yeah, I typically I feed him twice a day. He takes about 4 or 5 mice, no, small rats, I'm sorry, in the morning,
Yeah.
and about 4 or 5 chicks in the evening. So
you're a pig.
he's a grown boy, and he's eating probably a little bit more than 10% of his
Well, he's
weight.
growing, he has to get that bone development.
Yes.
And of course, you're giving him the supplements like Vita Hawk and things like
Yes.
that. To get that calcium up for the bones. We want good, strong bones, good, strong teeth. Oh, I'm sorry, they don't have teeth, do they?
Which you tricked us.
I almost got you. No teeth there. Okay, so that was for you guys at home just to see if you're awake. Okay, so now right now we have 3 of his cousins, his American cousins. Okay, we have 3 great horned owls that we got as babies back in May, and they're going to be with us until October. Okay, so they can't just go right out. It takes a little longer to raise up great horned owl babies. And so these great horned owl babies, we calculate, is going to require us 180 pounds of rats, or equivalent to that. So it'll be a combination of rats, mice, chicks, and things like that. But still, it's going to be about 180 pounds of food. Well, what you seeing there?
He's looking at your sign.
Oh, he's looking at the sign.
He's trying to study
Or
that.
is he looking at the? Yeah, there we go. Study the
Great.
sign. So currently, it's going to cost us about $1,380 to get those 3 owls up and back out to the wild back, and coming up there in October, thereabouts. So they're doing pretty good. They eat a lot of food every day. And again, they're starting to taper off on their food intake, as I understand. So they're leaving a little bit of food left behind each day. And so we're going to be tapering it back a little bit and getting it way down into that 10% thing. We try to do the 10% thing, or we try to do it fairly accurately. So sometimes we're smidging up, sometimes we're smidging down. So we're taking good care of them. And a little bit of good old fluttering. Always good. I get my F's and G's mixed up on that. Good old fluttering. So this is the way they breathe. To exhale heat, just like your dog or cat pants. Same way with them. They don't have any sweat glands, and so they just really smell. No, I'm sorry. They don't have any sweat glands, and so they pant like that. When they're a little bit under a little bit of stress, but also it's kind of warm in here. It's a nice, warm, sunny day. So you guys eat a lot of food. So every day, we're out there putting about a half a pound of food out there. And at the current rates for the food that we purchase, that we have to purchase, like the rats, the mice, and the chicks, because we can't raise them, and I guess we could set out some traps. In fact, some of the wildlife that does come in, there are some that are trapped, but we can't rely on that because that's always depends on nature and what the wild animals are doing. So that's the story on feeding the birds a little bit. And just give you an idea, right now we have 49 birds, okay? And 49 birds take up 25 pounds of chicks, 5 pounds of mice, and 5 pounds of rats every week. So that's a weekly amount. So $180 a week if we have to purchase this food. So let me show you how we prepare the food. Let's go over to the kitchen. And I guess first we'll go back over here to the freezers. And in our freezers, we have different kinds of food. Fortunately, we did get a donation of rats, so we have quite a few rats in here for now. Last month, we ran out of rats, so we actually had to buy some, and they're a little expensive. And so here's one of our freezers, completely stocked, or fairly stocked, okay, with rats. And each one of these bags weighs about 5 pounds, so there's about 5 pounds of rats in here. And so about, usually we use about 3 pounds of rats on a daily basis. So 3 pounds of rats come out. So, and they have to be prepared. And we have several chefs that come in and fillet them, you know, so we get drumsticks and other parts out, you know. We have chicks. And so the chicks here, again, about 4 pounds of chicks, okay? So about one of these bags every day goes out to feed our birds. So we have chicks. Again, we have to purchase them. We used to get them for free, but when the mad cow disease or avian flu came in, donations just dried right up because nobody wanted to get into trouble giving out bad food. And then finally over here somewhere, we got mices. And you can see we're in deep trouble, okay? So those are only half-pound bags. And so we've run out of mice, or we're running out of mice. We have a delivery coming tomorrow, $300 worth of mice, you know, but that's only going to be just a spit in the bucket, you know, a spit in the ocean. So it's not going to cover a whole lot of things. So we get the food, okay, we have it in freezers, it's all ready, and to prep it, we go through a sequence, and we have to thaw out all this food. So we have a chart somewhere here, says what gets pulled, what food comes out, and then we have a warming freezer. And here's 1 day's worth of food here. Okay? And what we do is we start off with this is Friday's food is getting ready, so we have some chicks in here, some nice juicy rats, and we got some venison in here. Venison's nice, but it's not as rich or as good for our birds as some of these things like the mice and the chicks and the rats. But still, it helps bounce out the diet, gives them a little bit more stuff. The nice thing about the rats and the mice, they have bones, so it provides calcium, whereas the venison, you don't get the calcium with it. And occasionally, we'll have a squirrel or something, or a chipmunk, or a couple chipmunks. Now, if we get some fresh roadkill, I mean really fresh, I'm not talking about it was there overnight, and or the vultures have been at it. So it's kind of like we get fresh roadkill, and we put that in the freezer, or we immediately prepare it for the birds, so that it goes right out with their breakfast or dinner. So let me put this back. So this is Friday's meal. That's a good seal on that refrigerator.
Yes.
So we have, so as you can see here inside our freezer, or warmer, so there's Saturday's food there. There's Friday's there. Here's Thursday there. Ooh, let's see what we're eating today. Okay. Well, it looks like today we're going to have a smorgasbord of, let's see, small rats or large mice, beautiful chicks. Oh yeah, geez, some nice fish.
Oh.
Yeah, we've started introducing fish to some of the hawks, and some of them have been very receptive, and some of them have not been too receptive of it. In fact, they've kind of given us the feather. I can't say that other word. Okay, so anyway, but right now the fish we have. Well, of course, Jeff, the eagle, is eating the fish, and I think the red-shouldered hawk is Ginger.
Yes.
And what did Hawkeye do?
Didn't eat it.
He didn't
Yeah,
like
didn't
it. Yeah,
like
he
it.
says I'm a woodland bird. You know, I don't go fishing.
I'm not going to go fishing.
Yeah. So, and what about the barred owls?
I don't think they ate it either. Just
Okay, so
it's
but
Ginger.
we're trying to introduce the guys to new things to eat, you know, and take good care of them. So, okay, so anyways, so we feed them a wide variety of food, and but as time goes on, we have to buy some of the foods, and we really don't want to, but we have to. Like I said, donations have dried up on some of the things, and also the demand by other rehabbers. So we're in competition with other rehabbers for getting some of these foods. So, anyways, like I said, we have 49 birds, costing us about $180 a week just to feed them if we have to purchase all our food. But how can you help? All right. So there's all kinds of ways that you can make donations. One of the ways that we can do it, or you can do it, is employer matching funds. A lot of employers have a way that you can convert your donated hours here to a matching fund from that company. In fact, we just got in a $1,000 check from Walmart, and one of our volunteers lives up by Kendallville, or just live in Garrett. Anyways, Jill, so she put in a lot of hours, and Walmart has sent us a check for $1,000. That's going to take care of us for a few weeks with the feeding, you know. So, you know, and I know that there's several Lincoln Life downtown and a few other places. They do have matching funds. So, if you're not sure if your company does, go to the HR department, you know, and you can inquire. And the neat thing about going to the HR department, when you go, let your boss know you're going to the HR department. Don't tell him why. So it'll worry him a bit, okay? So anyway, so go check out, because there's money there, and they're more than willing to give it to a charitable organization like us, you know? The other thing you can do, oh boy, you can go to our website, all right? And here it is, soarinhawk.org/donate, okay? So that's real easy, all right? This HTTPS, that means it's secure, all right? So you're gonna have a secure link, and you can make a donation to us. And there's several ways you can donate. You can do adoptions, you can actually donate food. There's a variety of things on our website, so take a look at that, and you can see ways to help us. Other ways you can help us is the Kroger Community Rewards Program. If you go to Kroger's, and most of the people in Fort Wayne do, and in the surrounding area, but you know, there's Kroger's, and you know, of course, there's other stores that are related to Kroger's, like Piggly Wiggly, and let's see, Ralph's, and let's see, who's the other one? There's another one down there, down the south. But there are several companies that are all part of the Kroger family. And you just go onto their reward program, and you can say Soarin Hawk, okay? SOARINHAWK. Put that in there, and they'll set you right up. And so that when you purchase something, you put, you let the Kroger company know that you're part of our reward program. And you know, so you just gain your little thing there at the cash register, and you know, and it doesn't take anything. It doesn't take any of your money, right? So Kroger puts so much money into the pot, and then they distribute it quarterly. So last month, I think we took in, I think it was $149, which was nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So $149 helps us out. That's another week of taking care of. So the other place you go to Amazon Smiles. I know a lot of you people are confined to home right now, and all you can do is shop. So join Amazon Smiles.
Yeah.
And 0.5% and 1% of whatever you spend goes to us. Okay? So you go to Amazon Smiles, and you can get on there, and they'll you know, they'll add something in there, and quarterly we get a nice little check from them. I wish it was more like 1 or 2%, but you know, so here, you know, and I know you're getting ready to start your Christmas shopping. You know, never too late.
Or too early.
Or too early. No, too early. You know, well, I'm still buying Christmas presents from last year. But anyways, Amazon Smiles, they give us some money. And there's probably some other programs out there that we're not aware of, and just let us know. So you can go on, like I said, to our website, and there's several different ways. Or if you come to one of our presentations, we're more than willing to take a check, a cash. We also have little readers that attached to our cell phones that you can just scan your card. We can scan your card right there, and you know, we can also, it doesn't matter whether it's a strip or it's a what's the other kind called? Chip. There we go. I'm glad I got a teenager here to help me out. You know, us old gray guys, you know, after a while, you know, not all the synapses are firing, you know.
Gonna scare her mom though, if she knows that.
Why is that? Why is your mom?
Knows all about her credit cards.
Oh yeah, well, there's the kid under 3 that doesn't know about a credit card.
Probably.
They're all out there, you know, or at least asking Alexa or somebody, you know, to order something. So anyways, you see what we do, and a little bit later on this afternoon, our crew will be out here, and we'll be taking that food out of the freezer, Well, first off, they'll go around to all the pens, see what they ate the night before, see who hasn't eaten enough, who's eaten too much, and then they'll gather up all the remains, and part of the remains go to our vultures. Okay, so so anything that's left over doesn't get wasted. Okay, we try not to throw anything away. So anything that's left over goes to the vulture, and he enjoys a nice warm meal. And then well, especially when it's not been flattened by traffic. So anyway, so then they come in, weigh everything, then they distribute everything, and they have nice. Every bird has its own platter. Well, Bob, come on. So number 20, which is who's that? Oh,
That's Indy.
that's Indy. Okay,
And
that's
the
Indy.
2 babies she's raising.
Oh,
Two
okay,
barred
that's right. She's
owl
raising
babies.
2 babies. And that's the other thing we do, just in case you didn't know, that if we get in orphan babies, we try to set them up with an adult to take care of them. So some of these birds act as surrogate parents. So like the little kestrel you just saw, we have let's see, that's Homer and Tawny down there are taking care of that one. We got Indy over there. She's taking care of 2 barred owls. And so anyway, so we try to give the most natural operation or family possible. So so anyway, so that's their plate. So that'll be filled up with food. They'll take it down there tonight, put it there on their feeding platform, and then in the morning or tomorrow we'll go back and we'll see what is left over. We have to watch them a little bit. They started caching their food there, so they're hiding some of their food, so they're saving it for the next day, I guess. And so this is the first time I knew that owls actually cache food. I knew that hawks did sometimes, but so it's kind of interesting. You come out here and you work with these birds and you see some behavior that's not in the books.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a footnote in a book or something like that. It's like feeding the fish. I didn't know that great horned owls hunt for fish, but they do in the wintertime. When it's really hungry, they'll go ahead and they'll actually find an open hole in the water, and they'll wait for a fish to come up to get some air, and then they'll pounce on it. So that was a great surprise to me.
Yeah.
And that's why we're starting to feed our guys fish. See if change the diet a little bit, give them something a little bit different. Now like Jeff down there, he's a fushy fisher. Fushy fisher. Yeah, he doesn't like carp. Doesn't like let's see, what else does he like? Gar and a couple things like that. He's a fushy guy. So he likes bluegill, trout. So the same stuff we like. So he's I'm surprised I haven't seen him down at the one-eyed fish market down there trying to get that. So we do watch what they eat. We try to accommodate them so that we're not wasting food and energy and opportunity. But look, we are trying to experiment now with the fish, and we're going to see how many of these guys will eat fish, because right now fish is plentiful. We got a lot of guys out there drowning worms, and they don't know what to do with all of what they're catching. So. And in fact, with Jeff down there, what we do is he has a nice new swimming pool, and so when we get live fish in, then we put the live fish in there, and then he just enjoys jumping in after them, and it's a real treat to see him in there splashing around, that kind of thing. So, anybody got any questions? How are we doing there? Okay.
No questions.
No questions. Did I do such a good job, or did everybody go to sleep?
No, but why don't we take a walk down and look at Jeff's pool?
Okay, let's go take a look. Yeah, come on. Well, I see some of the crews coming in for this afternoon, and I'll introduce you to some new guys. Let's see, who we got here? Well, of course, Ginger. You've seen Ginger on several occasions. So she was so fuzzy. She decided that, okay. And over here we have the new Cooper's Hawk. We're going to call him, right now we're just calling him Captain Coop. But I think his name, and he's having, oh yeah, look at that. Somebody got him some new enrichment toys. And he's having fun with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh, get it. Okay. So he's having a good time. Marshmallow over here is looking around, checking us out. She wants to know what's going on. And she's going to hide. She's camera shy. And of course, you've met Cheyenne. Hi, Cheyenne. How you doing?
Hi, Cheyenne.
Hi.
Oh, there we go.
Got a little food left over from last night. Okay.
Cheyenne.
And Peabody, how did it go today? Peabody just came back from doing a presentation. So where were you? You were up at the camp there? Were you up at Camp Potawatomi? Were you up
Right,
there?
there we go.
There you go. Snap, snap. She says, I don't want my picture taken. You know, I've had a rough morning. So
A busy morning.
a busy morning.
And we have there's our new little kestrel.
Yeah, she's over
She's in
here.
her pen.
Mom and Dad have gone back to bed. I think Mom and Dad were out also on the trail today with the doing a program. Hi guys. So you can see them inside their box there. They're kind of hard to spot. And Ruby was out this morning. She was out doing a program. And she just got back, and so she's taking a breather.
Sorry, guys, hard to get a shot of her. She's in the corner.
Yeah, so she likes that corner
You know.
there. And then our favorite guy. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, we had a good time Sunday, didn't we? We went to a Eagle Scout Court of Honor over by Columbia City. And you had a good time out there, having your picture taken with all the Boy Scouts and their families. So that was a great event for you, wasn't it? Yeah, so we had her out there. But look, he's got a new swimming pool, and he's got his toys in there, rubber duckies. Oh, I'm sorry, they're not rubber duckies. They're plastic decoys, of course. And so he'll go in there, and he'll pounce on those, and also the balls are in there. But yeah, later on, when we get some live fish, the live fish will go in there, and then it's a free-for-all, right? Eagles doing what they're supposed to do, right? Yeah, Eagles doing what they're supposed to do. But he's keeping an eye on the prairie. We had some people out roaming the prairie this morning, checking things over to see what's going to have to be done because the prairie needs to be mowed to get rid of some of the weeds. And so he was keeping an eye on everybody, and he was yelling at them. So he said, "Hey,
Good job,
out of
Jeff."
my prairie." Yeah, so it's really interesting. All these animals. You know, all these birds are interacting. Okay, they're acting with us. You know, they recognize us, and they're part of our social structure. They're part of our family, and we're part of their family. So it's so they're always. I'm not sure they're always happy to see us, but they recognize us, and so there's the. Oh, I know. Monet came out today. Monet, how you doing, girl? Or is it a boy?
Boy.
Boy. Monet, I mean, it just sounds, too Frenchy. So Monet's a barn owl, and they're rare around here, mainly because they've been extirpated because of our agricultural processes. But, so anyways, this is Monet, and Monet's staring at us like, what are you folks doing? So we're, I think he just got his last West Nile virus shot, didn't he?
Oh, did he? I don't know. I know he got one.
Well, I thought he was up for his third one today, but I may be wrong on that. But anyway, so all our birds are protected from West Nile virus. They all get vaccinated, and so we don't let them out here until they're all vaccinated. So just in case we have a swarm of those blood-sucking mosquitoes come around. Hi, Skylar. How you doing? Okay. So I know, Sherm. Okay, what are they doing poking that camera at you? Okay, so that's a little bit different. So I don't think they're so used to seeing something with three little eyes. So so they're all out here. It's too warm right now to go out and fly our birds. So the temperatures come up, and what they won't take me in.
What?
Oh, okay. Hoop's taking a bath.
No, gee.
He's taking a bath in there. Well, it was.
Look.
Okay. He said, you can't take pictures of me in the bath.
For some reason, I just won't focus in right.
Yeah, the bars make it rough.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's too warm to fly today, so early in the morning we'll get back out here. And so another one of our guys that needs a name. And we, like I said, we're going to be announcing how we're going to be doing the naming here shortly. So some of it's going to be whoever decides to buy the bird, so to speak, will they get the chance to name them. Others will be on a drawing like we did before, and I will not put my name in this time. Maybe. And here's Air, the vulture. He's feeling a lot more comfortable. We did have an extra panel up, which we only use for the winter time, but we had an extra panel up, which he didn't like. So now he's really a lot happier because now he can see all the way around the building and can see what's going on.
Yeah,
And we'll let
nice
Indy and the
sun.
babies alone.
Yeah.
Because we can't show you the babies. Hi, Air.
Hey, good boy.
Yeah, he's doing much better. He's doing step ups and everything.
Yep.
And
Oh, and we have Orion.
Ryan's over there. Yep. Dick had Orion out yesterday, flying him up and down the prairie.
Oh,
And so they were having a good time out there. And so he gets today off. Okay. So. And this one here, he's waiting to be more trained. So every one of these birds has what, 3 or 4 handlers that are going through the PRT training like we showed last week.
Yes, yeah. This guy, he's not taking food from us yet, but he is stepping up without touching any jesses or bumping him.
Right.
And he's great on the glove.
He's great on the
Really
glove,
great
right.
on the glove. A little tricky to get him at first, but then once he's on the glove, he's great.
So-
Now Marshmallow will take food from the glove,
Yeah.
so her PRT is going very well too.
So that's great. So the place is shaping up. We're we're doing finishing touches on the different buildings. We got to go and mow our prairie. Like I said, we're a little bit behind on that, and that was just a communication type thing. But the prairie does look good. I mean, it looks rich. So it's going to be going well. And then like I said, a few touch-up things. Put a little more gravel down, for people to walk on, so that we don't have the muddy situations we've had in the past, and it makes it much cleaner, easier to take care of. And then some people have some plans for the fall to start some landscaping. We have a donor with some 14-foot white pine trees that we're going to use for a windbreak. So those will be coming in the fall. Also, we'll have, we'll start the memorial garden here on the end of the buildings, So that's another thing for the fall. But right now, we just want to get everybody out, everybody conditioned, and hopefully we can all go back to school or to community groups, that kind of thing, and get the birds out. Because I know the birds miss it, And so right now we're just doing a few programs that are all out in the open, like at the scout camps. We've been doing those, or other events that are outdoors. So we haven't been doing too much indoor stuff, but except for the virtual programs. And by the way, I found out that we're averaging about 1,500 viewers each week, which is really astounding, And I'm sure it's because everybody wants to see the birds, so it's, or to see if I say some more 4-letter words. Yeah. So anyway, so we have anything else going?
No other
No
questions. No.
Anybody
But
got a mouse in their pocket that like to donate or anything?
But as a volunteer coordinator, I'd say if you would like to volunteer with us, just also go to our website and fill in our little questionnaire, and I will contact you about volunteering with us. It's a lot of fun. Meet a lot of new people.
Yep.
And I've enjoyed all my time volunteering.
It's a lot of fun. It can be some hard work at times, but the thing is, things have improved better. I mean, our buildings are made so you don't get rained on. Okay, we have a place to go in where it's warm. We have an indoor bathroom, which is great. So there's a lot of improvements.
Yes,
Yeah,
a
we
lot of
have-
improvements.
We don't have to carry buckets of water around. We have a hose, and we can, so we can fill the bowls and stuff like that, or wash down the pens. The pens are easier to take care of, and so a lot of improvements have come along, and it's making it easier, and so it's less toil, more fun.
Yep.
And so what I'm seeing every time I come out here is the feed and clean crew is all done, and now they're out handling the birds, and everybody's walking around the yard with birds, or I'm sorry, campus. It's like, you know, I gotta get modern times, right? Campus. So they're out there with the birds on the campus. The birds are happy. The folks are happy. You know, and so it's you know. So if you have about 3-4 hours a week that you can spare, you know, come on out and join us. You know, you'll be trained. You won't be left on your own or left hanging. So there'll be somebody there to take care of you, to get you trained properly, and then we'll you know. And you join the teams, and you can, as you grow with the organization, you can switch jobs if you find something that's more interest to you. So we got all kinds of people in there. We got, you know, we have medical people. We have people that are artists. I understand. We have a few artists now that will come out and do some work. Because I think some of these buildings are going to really look nice when we have the big murals up with a big. Well, we thought about last night. We were going to put a big picture of a great horned owl face up on the end of the building, but we figured that'd scare everybody.
Right.
So, yeah, so I thought, well, maybe that's not quite an idea.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've approached one of the 7th grade teachers downtown about maybe having their class come up with a mural that we could put up, and something that could be painted on the building, so, you know, give it a little more class, you know, that kind of thing. There's people that are doing some IT stuff. We're looking for some people who don't mind looking at numbers, and you know, like, you know, because apparently, even though we're a not-for-profit organization, people like the IRS wants to know what the heck we're doing, and we have to account for everything, and so that's but that's one of the tribulations that we have to put up with, you know, and so if we have some accountants out there that would like to volunteer, hey, we're needy, okay? We'll sharpen your pencil, and yeah. Or give you a bunch of, what, use a number 2 or do you use a number 1? Okay, yeah. So anyway, so so there's lots of opportunities out here for lots of people to get involved, and there's you know, and typically everybody gets along quite well. So anything else we could talk about?
I don't think I'm just taking a picture of this guy. He's so comfortable here with us. He's
Yeah.
sitting with one foot
One
up.
foot up, yeah.
And well, like I said earlier, it's hard to get a picture through the bars, but I kind of have it. But now I don't. Now I lost it.
Uh-oh.
But
Now he's not going to hold the pose. Yeah.
I think we got it. But yeah. But if you really, we'd love to have some new volunteers. If you're interested, give us a shout, and we will help you become part of Soarin Hawk. It's a very rewarding and fun experience.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Working with the birds.
And there's no charge for membership or anything like that. No, it's just, you know, if you know, so basically what we would appreciate is your time, and we can accommodate you on some of the things, you know, about time. And, you know, you might make new friends, carpool with people to come in and work and that kind of thing. And so it's, and also the thing is, out here, since we have a lot of variety of backgrounds, you know, you'd be surprised what you're going to learn, you know. And you know, you learn from other people, not just about what they do for a living or what they did for a living, but also how other people's lives are, you know. So I don't know. I'm about pooped out here. So, anyways, the big thing is, you know, please help us out a little bit. It's getting a little drastic this year because we've only done about 1/4 of the number of programs that we would normally do, and of course that means 1/4 of the income that we normally get. And typically in a year we usually make more than enough money to cover the expenses of the food, the medications, and the power and water. But this year we're only 1/4 of the way there, and we're halfway through the year. And so we could use a little bit of help. And so, you know, so be as generous as you can, you know, and you'll be rewarded by seeing more of the birds. Thank you. See you next week, I think.
Yep.
And I'm not sure what we're doing next week, but we'll come up with something good. It changes daily out here, so you never know what's going to be out here or who's going to be out here. So.
And if you have any topics that you'd like us to talk about, just let us know.
Yeah.
Leave a comment and let us know.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
No bad words. No bad words. No bad words. No bad words.
The sun's shining. I can't see where the off switch is.
Don't say that. Don't say
Hang
bad
on.
words.
Finish. There we go.